FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Where did that idea come from that you can buy anything? You can buy them a place at Harvard or Brown or wherever. I mean, the kind of things, the attitude that everything can be bought, even your grades.
Yeah, but you and I were just talking about this before. I've just come back from New York, where I spoke at one of the most prestigious schools there. And, you know, I think I'm not all that naive. I've been talking about this for a while, but I was absolutely appalled and shocked by things that, you know, I think some people know are the case, which is, in fact, you can buy your way into an Ivy League school. I spoke with several parents who said, what you do, I'm like, what? And, you know, they're like, what you do is instead of attaching the check for $175 with your child's application, you attach a check for $1,075,000. And you just staple it on. And, you know, and the tutors in New York City at some of these schools, I was just telling Alan, are $700, $800, $1,000 an hour to tutor kids who aren't failing, but who are doing well to make sure they maintain their position. Now, how a parent has come to think that this is a good idea for their child, I don't have the full answer to that. But what I do know is that the easy answer is, well, you know, it's my generation, do your own thing, instant gratification, you know, birth control came in, drugs came in, and everything happened fast. So the feeling is, you know, we don't have a lot of ability to delay gratification and stuff like that. That's the sort of spoiled theory of all these parents. Are some of these parents narcissistic? For sure. But I think the bigger issue is how incredibly worried they are about their children. And at least in my office, once you get past that, well, I want my child to go to the best college, and it's like, why? Well, you know, everybody has a bumper sticker, and it's, you know what, you can just call Harvard and get a bumper sticker sent to you for, you know, 75 cents. So, you know, I think, in fact, these parents are tremendously worried about whether or not their kids going to be able to make it in the world. First of all, they know that because of their sort of constant intervention, their kids don't have the kinds of self-management skills that people need out in the world. You can get good grades. It doesn't say anything about the real skills that, you know, everybody here as an adult that you need in the world to be successful into, you know, what we call EQ now, emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. And I think parents, you know, you ask parents and you say, what do you want for your child? And every parent, of course, answers by saying, I want my child to be happy, which is what we all want for our children. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's not unfortunately, the correlation between the school you go to and life happiness is exactly zero. There is absolutely no correlation between the school you go to and how happy you are in life when they look at you at 30 and 40 and 50. So there's this misperception that going to the right school is going to make you happier. And then if you dig a little deeper with parents and say, okay, yeah, I know you want your kid to be happy, but what else? And they say, well, you know, I know that if they go to Yale or if they go to Princeton, they're going to be more financially comfortable. Their life is going to be easier. And once again, the University of Michigan's done a longitudinal study, and it shows that the correlation between the school you go to and your lifetime earnings is zero. So we've been sold a bill of goods. Now, who has sold us this bill of goods? There is a huge industry. You pay $10,000 and your kid schleps. Schleps, it means you sort of...
We know what schleps means.
You wander all over the country, you get dragged all over the country, and you see 15 different schools in 2 weeks, and so, you know, that's 10 grand. These tutors are very expensive. The SAT prep course is very expensive. The coach that you get for your kid to make sure they stay on the varsity team is expensive. U.S. World and News Report has that awful, don't buy it, don't buy it. The grading of schools, as if one could say what the best school is, as if that exists in a vacuum. School is not a prize. School's a match. And so this notion that you can choose the best school, it's the best school for who? And interested in what? And what kind of learner? So, you know, one thing is I think there's an enormous industry that is profiting from this level of anxiety. And I think parents in general are just terribly anxious, as we all should be with some validity, about the future, about the environmental future, the political future, the social future, and the financial future of their kids. But the level of anxiety is crazy.
Yeah.